ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 29, verse number 25. Sri Krishna is continuing to speak to the gopis who came to meet him in the forest when he played the flute. And as we have been reading, that his statements have double meaning. One meaning is that they should go back to Vraja, other meaning is they should stay and not go. So he is making these statements just to bring out their feelings of love, because when you want something and you are denied that, then your desire becomes more intense to have that. So he is doing that, and in the process he is also teaching us that as sadhakas, and we are on the path of bhakti, then different obstacles come, especially if you are a dharmic person, then dharma itself can be an obstacle to that, because dharma teaches to be responsible towards many things. There are 5 types of debts everyone is bound with according to varnashram dharma. So then one becomes confused, or rather undecisive, whether one should follow this or follow that, or what should be done. So this is also what Krishna is doing here, because in varnashram system, the duty of women is to be with the husband and take care of husband and the family members, and not have any obligations towards anyone else other than the husband and people who are dependent on the husband. So there is no question of having any relationship with someone outside the marriage. So therefore he is also showing this, and with that he wants to show the intensity of the love of the gopis. Because how much love they have, it will not be known unless the love is put some obstacle. It's like how much physical strength you have, we do not know unless you have some obstacle, something is in front of you, you have to push it, or you have to break something, or you have to combat with somebody. Then only you come to realize that, oh, this person is very powerful. So unless the strength is demonstrated, and that is by counteracting opposition, one would not know how much powerful a person is. So this is also the point which is being shown here, that not only that they left their family, everything, and again leaving is not that they are physically leaving, but to show that where is their attachment. Because bhakti is ultimately just a bhav. You can stay wherever you are. Sthana istithatano vagmanover. So you can stay, as Brahma says, wherever you are, you can stay. But where is, because physically staying is not the real thing. Where is your mind staying? Where is your heart? So bhakti is the dharma of the heart. The other dharmas you can perform with your body, and may not be your heart with the heart. But bhakti is truly speaking the dharma or religion of the heart. Even if you are doing things externally but your heart is not there, then it's not really bhakti. This is what we call that, it's only vidambana. It's only a show. Because you cannot make a show of love. If you love somebody, that love has to come from heart. If it is not coming from the heart, it is not love. You can make a show, but it's not love. And you will know it. It's not that you will not know it. In other paths you may not know whether, because if you are doing some ritual, some karam kanda, you have to just follow the vidhi. That is the main thing. So you know whether vidhi was done properly or not done properly. But here, it is from the heart. So that only you can know, others cannot know this. So therefore the obstacle, they cleared one, and now Krishna himself, who is the object of love, he himself is creating obstacle to them to show their power. So he wants us to know that how great these gopis are. And that is the only way we can understand how great, how powerful is Uttama Bhakti. So that's what is being demonstrated here. So that's why the double meaning is there. So he says, Dushilo durbhago vruddho jado rogi adhanopi va pati stribhirna hatavyo lokepshu bhira prataki. Yeah. Tell me.
Devotion towards Lord Vishnu, they say it is only vidhi. There is no requirement of heart, just vidhi. The scriptures they say that it is actuated only out of reverence for the Lord.
Where is it said? That's what I'm asking. Can you tell me?
Vidhi bhakti entirely is based on that.
Yeah, but vidhi bhakti you can do to Krishna also. Why you say that to Vishnu?
Krishna we can do. Krishna is purely, as you said, that this one. Then because some places it is said that even what you call, just like there are some karma kanda procedures. If you practice those procedures, then we are actually elevated to some by spiritual lokas.
Yeah, but that you can do to any form of God. Why you are only saying that it's specifically to Vishnu? That's my question.
Any form of Vishnu.
Yeah, you can do very bhakti to anybody. You can do to Krishna also. But what is being described here is that what is the highest form of bhakti.
Lower forms we cannot call them as devotion.
That's what I'm saying. You can call them. I did not say it is you who are saying. I did not say that. But what I am saying is that this type of bhakti which is being demonstrated here, this is found only in gopis. And this is towards Krishna. It's not seen anywhere else. But it does not mean that other bhaktis are not bhakti. Okay, any other question or comment? So in the previous sloka, he told them that you should go back because you should perform service to your husbands, which is the duty of wife. Bhartusha shushnam strinam paro dharmo hi amaya. So he is continuing again on this because somebody said, well, my husband is not of good character, then why shall I serve? So he says, dushilo, even if he is not of good character. Durbhaga is not fortunate, means things are not going well with him, his business or whatever. Vruddha is old. Jada means not very intelligent, foolish type. Dull. Jada means dull. Rogi is sick. Adhana is not rich. Because some women want that husband should be rich. Some women can leave a poor husband. So he says, Patihi stribhirna hatavyo. A woman should not give up husband even if the husband is of not good character. Good character does not mean that he is a sinful person. Because he says apataki, he should not be a pataki. Pataki means those who perform grave sins. So lokepsu bhira pataki, women who want loka. Loka means that they want good future, they want to go to heaven or they want good birth in next life. And they want nice life here in this life here also. Then they should not give up the husband even if he is ill behaved. Maybe he is an angry person. He is not very peaceful person. That's what dussila means. Not that he is performing sinful act. If he is performing sinful acts, yes, you can leave. That's the meaning of apataki. Or durbhaga, it's not fortunate, old, dull, sick, and poor. Even then, he should not be abandoned. So nanu, commentary by Vishnu, भवद अभिस्नेहवती नाम अस्माकं Anunurupa pratikula shila rochkaste pataya katham sevya bhavantu vatiyate hadshila. So now if the gopis say that you are asking us to go and do service to our husbands, but our affection, our love is for you, and our husbands are not very favorable, they are not very desirable, they are not very attractive, so how can we do service to them? You like to do service to somebody who is favorable, who is good with you, behaves nicely with you. So then Krishna says, Dushila iti, apatki iti. So he didn't comment on these words, Dushila, etc. So he says, but it should be apataki. So apataki, as I said, means who is not sinful. So patin apatitam bhajet iti smrite, because there is a statement that a woman should serve or be with a husband who is not a patita, who is not fallen. Fallen means who is not adharmic. So if somebody is adharmic, then it's not incumbent, it's not duty to follow that. Patan hetu patakvan eva patis tyajya iti artha. So the meaning is that a husband who behaves in a way which will lead to fall down means falling down from dharma, then such a person, his husband can be given up, or rather should be given up. Lokep subhi patiloka sukhvancha vatibhi. And what is the meaning of lokep subhi, or desiring the world? So means those who want to go to patiloka, means to heaven, and also want a happy life here, so that they should not abandon the husband. And pakshe, now alternate meaning is lokep shubhi he loke parloke cha atik shudra kirti sukhadi apekshavati bhire eva nahatavye yusmabhistu lok dvayaya jalanjalir dattva man madhurya sukhvaridho khelanti bhi prathamata patistakta. So here the twist is on the word lokep subhi, means those women who are desiring happy future, they should not give up their husband. But happy future here means material happiness. But he says, well, gopis, you are not after that. You are not after material happiness. Your plan is not to go to heaven, etc. So you are not after some nice fame here in the material world, because if woman gives up the husband, especially in the dharmic society, then people criticize that she is not chaste, she is not dharmic. So that if you are not worried about that, then you can give up. And since you are already devoted to me and you do not have any expectations for going to heaven or being praised for being chaste wives, you have already given up your husbands and you are already playing in the ocean of happiness, of my sweetness. So therefore you don't have to do this. And that is the second meaning. Then if you do not follow dharma, then what happens? You don't get swarga. So dharmic people are very much worried about that. So he says, asvargyam ayashasyam cha falgu krishram bhayavaham jugupshitam cha sarvatrahi aupatyam kulastriya. So he says, those who are kulastri, those who come from good families, if they have a relationship with the paramal, other than husband, some other man, then this leads to asvargya. Means there is no chance that they will go to heaven. Ayashasyamcha, they will not get fame, they will be criticized. and Falgu, they will only get some petty benefit here in the material world. Krishram, their life will be troublesome because the society would not support such a relationship. And if you live in the material world, you need support from the society, especially in the past. Now, because of technology, people are quite independent. They don't depend on other human beings, but in the past, people were very much dependent on the society. It was impossible even to survive without the support of the society. That's how the societies came into existence. Because there were so many dangers from the nature, from animals, from heat and cold. So people needed cooperation, even to gather food, etc. So therefore, it will be very troublesome if you do some activity which is not acceptable in the society, which goes against the social norms, and bhayavaham, and it will be the cause of fear, and jugupsitam, it is despicable. So he says this apapatya, to have a relationship with man other than one's husband, is the cause of all these problems, and especially for those women who are coming in noble families. Because those who are in noble family means there these things are accepted. So that much problem will not come. So here he is basically testing them if they have any desire for any name, fame, attachment for next life, etc., then this can become obstacle to bhakti. And these were the argument exactly which Krishna gave to Arjuna also when Arjuna said, I don't want to fight. So he says, Kutastva kasmalamidam visame samapastitam asvargam anarya justam asvargam akirtikaram Arjuna. He said, asvargam, that this will not lead you to Swarga, because dharma leads you to Swarga. Adharma leads you to hell. Adharma is the cause of suffering, and dharma is the cause of happiness. So Arjuna did not want to fight because he thought it is adharmic to fight. And Krishna says, no, that is your dharma as a kshatriya. So this is anarya justam, this is not the path of the noble people. This will not lead you to heaven. And again he said akirti, where he says ayashasham. So people in society, dharmic people, are very much attached to going to heaven and also having good name in the society. They are very important to them. So he told Arjuna that you will leave all these two, and people will speak bad about you. You will bring infamy, akirtim chapi bhutani katheshyanti tevyam sambhavitasya chakirti maranadatirichate. And for a person who has some name and fame in the society, then infamy is like death, because you cannot live with your head up in the society. So, but it made no difference to Arjuna there. Krishna has to speak. Here makes no difference to gopis also, they also don't go. They are not worried. So Arjuna was stuck to his dharma, and gopis are also stuck to their own dharma. So they don't want to go. So mayi sneha samanyavatyo bhavatya svabhavad bhavanti eva kintu dharma pratikula sneha visheshastu sarvatha eva tyajyatyaha swargamiti. So the first meaning is, he says that you are having affection in general for me, and this is your nature, but any affection which goes against dharma, that should be given up. So you can have normal affection for me, like other people have, because it says, Mai priyanti jantavaha, right? Va priyante mai jantava. That all living beings have affection, but that is a normal affection. They are not running to Krishna, like the gopis came running. So he said general affection is all right, but your specific affection is problematic. Why? Because this will lead to hell. A swargam here is not just not swarga, but it will take you down the tube. So mastu swarga iti ched ayasasyam. And the gopis say that hell with swarga, we don't want it. We want to be with you. He says then here people will criticize you. So you will lose all your name, fame, and there will be criticism all around. So then they say, yeah, we don't care for that. Yasopi mastu iti chet. Falgu. He says, then what is there? What is that you are going to get? Nothing. You will go to hell. You will be not happy in the society. Everybody will talk bad about you. And the outcome is insignificant, falgu. So mithya eva brusha. So the gopi says that is, you're just talking like that. What is the proof that it is falgu? He says, naidam falgu. He says it is not insignificant or useless. Why? Sarvotkrishtvatvena anubhutatvad chet. He says because love for you is the highest experience. Why you say it is insignificant? So then he says krishram. He says okay, but it is very troublesome. So patyadi varana kashtamayam. Says because your husband etc. they try to stop you, so there is so much trouble you have to undergo. So why do you want to face all this? And when you go back, they will be standing upset. Where did you go? So they says no. It says listen what the Rasa-līlā says. He says vamta durlabhatvam cha strinam yacha nivarana tadeva pancha banasya manye param ayudham. So he says that I consider the supreme weapon of Cupid in three ways. Number one, contrariness, means when the situation is not favorable. You want to have love affair and the situation is not favorable. He says that is the weapon of love. Means that's what excites love. That is the meaning. And durlabhatvam, when the lover is rare to get, rare to meet, means it's not easily available. And nivarana, and when there are obstacles created by others. So these are considered as the weapons of Cupid for women. Means this brings out their love very intensely. So what gopis are saying is that what you are saying, this is actually making our love swell. So iti dukham api adhikam chitte sukhatvaneva rajyate iti Rasa-shastra. So this is stated in Rasa-shastra, means the scripture which speak about the rasa. And then more it says that in loving relationship, when you want to meet your love, the suffering is also seen as happiness. So you are happy, just like if you are having a wrestling match or you are having a tennis match and you have a good opponent who is hitting volleys and strokes left and right, then it brings out your caliber. So like that the love manifests, and that is relishable. If you can break something which brings out your best talent in playing and in wrestling, then you also enjoy that. So the best love comes out when there are problems like that. So therefore they are saying that no, we are enjoying this. So this is Pratyut tat krishram ragavati nam asmakam sukh atishay hetur eva iti chet. So therefore it says rather this what you are saying as krishram or troublesome, that is bringing immense happiness to our heart because we have so much raga for you. So bhayavaham, he says, okay, but there is a fear. You may feel happy, but then there is a danger coming from the society. Loka shastra nisiddhatvat, because this is forbidden in the society and forbidden by shastra also. So therefore it will be the cause of fear. So daihik paratrik bhayapradam. So it will give you fear here, ahik fear in this world and fear in the next world, because Shastra teaches you about vidhi and nishedh, what you should do and what you should not do. So if you do things which are forbidden in Shastra, then you will be penalized for that. So nanu yatra nishedha vishesha sudhurlabhatvam cha yan mrigakshinam tatraiva nagritam nirbharam ashajyate hridayam iti rashastrokte. So he says, yeah, but Rasashastra says that where there is a special prohibition for women and durlabhatvam cha yan mrigakshinam, for the doe-eyed women, when the lover is not easily available, easily approachable, tatraiva nagrinam nirbharam asajyate hridayam. So that's where the heart of the young woman becomes completely fixed. So that is also Rasashastra. Pratyut ras adhayakam eva etaditi tatra. So he says, therefore what you are saying as bhayavaha, etc., this is only increasing our rasa. So then Krishna says jugupsitam, but it is despicable. Sarvadeshe sarvakale aupapatyam upapati kartrikam karma kulastriyaha jugupsitam iti sarvatra tadavati kulastri nindyante iti artha. He says in all lands, all countries, in all times, Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, this relationship of women with man other than husband is considered as undesirable, unacceptable and criticized. So therefore for you who are kulastri, who are noble ladies, this is certainly not acceptable but criticized. This will only bring ill repute to you. Tatra yadyapi yusmabhi swabhisht siddhya swanindapi susahaeva tathapi mat pranayaspadanam yusmakam ninda maya katham utpadaniya iti ato goshtameva yateti bhava. So now you say that we do not care for our fear, we do not care about our praise, about heaven or hell, all these things, we don't care about anything, we want to love you. That's all. So then Krishna says, okay, I understand, you have pure love for me and you don't care even for criticism and you are able to tolerate all that. But the problem is that you are also the object of my love. And how can I tolerate you being criticized? So you can tolerate, but I cannot tolerate. And therefore, please go back. It's a tough statement. So how can I act in a way which will bring ill repute to you who are my beloved? Who is that person who will act in a way which will bring infamy, ill repute to the very person whom he or she loves? So I love you very much. Therefore, how can I act in a way that everybody criticizes you? So therefore, please return to Vraj. This is a heavy argument, because now he is involving himself. Till now he was only talking about them. So now the gopis got stunned after hearing this statement. This is like a Brahmastra, because they don't want to do something which is not pleasing to him. Pakshe, but anyway, the other meaning is that Pakshe sarvatriti jugupsitamidhi sarvatrikamev prastutetu mama narayana samatvam garu mukha paramparaya yusmabhi shrutameva itiyato mama patte api naiv ninda parmeshwaratvena subhashubh karmati tattvat. So he says, although this relationship with paramour is criticized, unacceptable in all societies, all places, all yugas, all types of people, except in case of me. And the reason for that is that Gargacharya already predicted that I am equal to Narayana. Narayana Samoguni. And because I am equal to Narayana, Narayana is beyond Papa and Punya, good karma, bad karma. So all this is applicable when the Upapati, paramour, is other than Krishna, not in case of Krishna. Okay, somebody has a question? Haribol?
Good. I have a question here. Is can be a little bit polemic. Just I want to understand it well. Like you was talking about dharmic and adharmic actions, and also that gopis Krishna don't want them to be apartya, like because they abandon their husband.
Can you keep your mic? I don't know. There's some noise.
Yes, it is. Maybe it's better right now. It's better. Change a little bit.
Yeah, a little better. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bharati. So for doing it faster is like there are certain actions that are considered dharmic and other adharmic for abandon the husband. So I was hearing like that from some Indian like people about fighting or beating the wife. So is that a reason for abandon the husband? Is that a dharmic, or this is not related to dharma? Because from my point of view, with the dharma of the husband is to take care of the wife. So how can he take care of the wife if he beat or damage her wife? But it's also true that from my personal experience, I see and I hear from someone like also that you can beat the wife or something like that. And so I would like to understand this properly.
So there is no such injunction that you can beat the wife. Wife is to be respected and not beaten. She is called Griha Lakshmi. So just as wife has the duty towards husband, husband also has a duty towards wife. Now because he is stronger and he can do beat, that is a different thing, but it is not recommended, and there is certainly no question that husband is allowed to beat. It's not a dharma.
Oh, okay, so it means it's against the dharma, and this could be a reason for abandoning the husband, for example.
That I have not read that you can abandon, but if obviously if he is so cruel, then yes, why not? You also have your life. You are a human being, you are not meant to be beaten. And if somebody is beating for no reason, and there are quarrels and people get angry and can do something, but if it is a regular thing, then I don't think it's a good thing to tolerate such a situation.
Thank you, Babaji.
Malati?
Just a quick question about the term Loketsubhi in verse 25. I wanted to know whether that Loka refers to really a planet, or does it just mean to be together with a husband in the next life? Or is it really mean on a physical planet together, some other planet?
Loka here refers to life here and life next. Loka actually doesn't mean planet here.
Yeah.
Means if you want good life now and good life in future, that's what it means.
Together with a husband, the same husband?
Not necessary. It's
Oh,
not
I see.
speaking about that.
Okay, thank you.
Since we're already on the topic, could you please explain how it looked practically to do this pati tyaga? When he says here in the commentary that pati tyajya eva, was it like in modern times that families split and some children stay with, the father, some stay with the mother, or they, go from here to there? People live in different places, or how did it look practically?
Practically, generally the woman will go back to the father. Father is alive, otherwise with the brothers, go and live there. And that's how it is. I mean, it is very rare, but if it happened, then so it was not that it was never happened like that. There are examples of that.
And was there any formalization of this kind of split up, divorce, or was it just decided somehow in the family and then, executed? But it's not that.
Well, it obviously the parent side will be involved in that. It's not that she just decides. She will first complain to the brothers. If she has brothers and not father, and this is the problem, then they will take a decision. It's not because she needs support. So they are different. There could be also the village people can decide that. There is nobody panchayat. There used to be what you call mediation. From people from father side will come and people from this side, they will meet. It was generally not just an individual decision. The decision will be taken from both sides because the husbands, brothers, parents, even village people may be involved depending on how big is the problem. And then whatever they decide, then that's what is done. They can penalize the husband, they can ostracize him. Things like that will happen. Even now it happens in the villages. Sometimes when there are problems, of course now India is secular state and law and things are like that, but previously this is how things were resolved at the village level. And there were bigger things, then more villages will be involved. And they will have panchayat. It's like to give you the very current example that recently there are some wrestlers, some girl women wrestlers, and they are accusing the president of the Wrestling Federation of India or whatever, I don't know the name, that he has molested them. So they are protesting. It's going on for a month or so long. And nothing much is, of course, the police report has been filed, investigation is going on, but they are demanding that this person he's also a member of parliament, that he should resign from his post, and he's not resigning. So there are big protests in Delhi and this, and now village people have involved. It is called KAP. KAP means a group of villages, like 52 villages. So they all came together and they may had a meeting just, when was it, 2-3 days ago. So now they are behind the wrestlers. So when they decide, then it becomes a big pressure on the government, especially in democratic, because otherwise they will lose votes. So that's how this is called village panchayat. So then decisions happen like that.
And was it also that some specific kind of samskara was done then, that just like during marriage, right? The priest is called and performs certain
There's
rites.
no samskara.
No, it's just this decision, and then.
Yeah, if they decide to separate, then she just goes. She may be given property, may live in the same village. If they are grown-up children, they separate from the husband and live separately, that's all. It's not necessary that she has to go to the parents. Depends what decision is made. Can also give part of the property to her and says, okay, you separate.
But in this verse, the word kulastri is used, and you translate it as noble women. So usually when I hear the word noble, I think about aristocracy and high, let's say...
Because there is no English translation for this.
Yes.
Dharmic women.
So, dharmic women.
Because
okay.
dharma is another Sanskrit word. And there is no proper, at least I don't know proper English word for it.
So that means that in these previous ages, society...
It basically means well behaved. Kula here means Kula Dharma, the one who is following the Kula Dharma. That's what the word Kula means.
Okay. So there was no discrimination in previous societies based on birth, and someone even from Vaishya family but of good behavior would be respected highly by other straits of society, and there was no discrimination based on birth only.
Yeah. Dr. Jani, Bala. You are muted.
So I have a question. Have you ever seen like that Pati Deva Bhava? I've never come across that type of command in scripture. I mean, there is a Matri Deva Bhava, Pitri Deva Bhava, Acharya Deva Bhava, but why they insert Pati Deva Bhava? That confuses a lot of women this time of the age, that they are kind of made into, submission without...
Well, I don't think there is a specific statement like that, Pati Deva Bhava, but there are slokas like that.
okay.
That Matri Deva Bhava, Pati Deva, they are just added like that. That Acharya Deva Bhava, Matri Deva Bhava, Pitri Deva Bhava, that is from the Upanishad, I think Taittiriya Upanishad.
Yeah, Taittiriya.
Because that's an instruction to the brahmacharis, so there is no question of Pati Deva Bhava there.
Right.
That is the last.
But does our Manusmruti says that, endorses it? I know they endorse it indirectly, but...
Yeah, there are statements in Manusmriti. Pati Devo Histrinam. There is a sloka like that. Rajkeshari.
Babaji, I struggle to understand how Dukshila, which means person of bad character, can be still dharmic, because I thought what defines a good character in the scriptures is following dharma or not.
Yeah, Dussila, I mean, dharma is one thing. Suppose he doesn't wake up early in time, he's not regular in doing his things, or he's negligent of his duties. That is not adharmic. That's what it describes. One is that you do your things, you are very clean and do your things in time. So this Dussila refers to that. Like you say, well behaved, you are very gentle with other people. Some people are not gentle. That does not mean that he is adharmic. He may speak roughly, may be indifferent, it's not very friendly, or may lose temper very quickly. So those kinds of things.
So it's not a major flaw of character.
No. That major flaw is what he says, apataki in the end. Okay, any more question? Krishna Das, he has.
Yes, Bhagavad, thank you. So it's related to this topic that we are talking in this moment, like these major flaws of character, like for example.
Your voice is not clear to me.
Okay. Now is better. Now you can hear.
Yeah, a little better.
No. Okay. So it's about the major flaws of character. For example, those people who are drunk, or as we was talking, in maybe there is no injunction in the scripture that we have to beat the wife, but also there is also not condemn that. So for me, it's important to understand if this type of actions, maybe they don't fall in adharmic in the 5 categories of the adharmic action, but maybe they can fall into the offense part, or how we can take these flaws of character that produce such bad experiences for you.
You see, in Manusmriti there is a very clear statement, both positive and negative. It says, Yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devata. It says, where women are worshipped, means respected. Devatas play there, means that is the house of devas. And the next line I don't remember, but basically says that the place where the tears of women fall, that is hell. So this is Manu himself speaking this. So obviously this means that beating is not allowed, because that's not worshipping, that's not respect, and that's obviously woman is going to cry. It specifically says that. And then it says that women should always be treated, Manu is saying, nicely, with gifts, ornaments, good dress. Husband should keep her happy and satisfied. Because the whole, he says this. And so many statements I can find regarding this. Because you see, the peace in the family life depends on women. That's why she is called Griha Lakshmi, means she is the Lakshmi of the house. She is also the cashier. The husband may make money, but the money is managed by the wife. She was the one who was controlling. It's like now they are saying, well, women were not financially independent, and that's how women liberation came. But in India it was not like that. This is another problem, that whatever happens in the West, they impose that on India, and they think that India was also like that and it has to be corrected like that. It's not true. So this is a big mistake. They think that this is their universalism, that something happens in Europe or America, then that is the standard. So there are so many statements of keeping women happy. Because if women is not happy, then men will not be happy, children will not be happy, nobody will be happy. The house will become hell. So when these types of statements you see, they are not giving license to men. These are statements to women that they should be tolerant. The idea is that. And these are not statements, just like when it is said that, Guru should be respected and Guru should be treated like that. Now this is a statement for the disciple. It is not a statement to the Guru. Now the Guru demands, you should worship me. I'm like God, I'm this, I'm that. That is not for the Guru. It is how the disciple should behave. So how the women should behave. Then there are statements for men also. If man is being given position that women has to respect, he also has a very big responsibility. People only think these days only of rights and not the responsibilities. Everybody demands right. I have right of speech, I have a right to talk, I have a right for this, I have the freedom. What about responsibility? So in our dharma, both are described, and responsibility is given more importance than right. Because if you are not responsible, what right do you deserve? Nothing. So husband also has a lot of responsibilities. This marriage is called vivaha in Sanskrit. So vivaha, the word vahana, or in German you have Bahana, Autobahn, right? This comes from the same root. So vivaha means visheshena vaha, means visheshena vahati iti vaha, means vaha means to carry. Because what is Bahan? Autobahn is which is carrying the traffic. Yes, vahamyam. So husband has to carry the wife. It is also called udvaha. Ud means up. He has to carry her up on her back. That's the meaning. Means he has a very big responsibility. That's why they are tied together. It's a sambandha. So it is not something that husband, because people take advantage of these types of slokas, and then they tell the wife, you have to worship me, you have to just listen to me, I'm your husband, you should follow me, you have no right. No, it's not like that. What about you? And women may not know this because they don't read, but there are so many slokas. You see, I hear the story of Kardama and Devhuti is there. Kardama was doing tapasya and Devhuti was serving him. She was a princess, she served him, but then later on how much opulence he gave to Devhuti. He built a whole palatial aeroplane for her. Remember that he said, you go and take bath, then Apsaras came, they decorated her. He said, you have done so much service to me. So he rewarded. And then they got a son like Kapila Dev. So it is not just that you get seva and that's all.
Jiva, this is a very, very beautiful reply. I was searching also for some slokas for being able to stand when some other major people come to me and tell me certain things. This manuscript and other things I can have some awareness. And there is another question more.
There is another sloka, Manu saying that. He says that, what is that? Mata pitu sahasrena gaurvena tirichyate garbhadharan poshabhyam. He says that mother is 1000 times more respectable than father. Why? Because she is the one who keeps the baby in the womb. Garbhadharan poshabhyam. She is the one who nourishes the baby for at least first few years, not the father. So therefore it says that she has to be respected 1000 times more than the father. And there that sloka also where it says Matri Deva Bhava, Pitri Deva Bhava, Acharya Deva Bhava. The first one of course is Acharya because Acharya is teaching, but the first comes Matri Deva Bhava, then comes Pitri Deva Bhava, then Atithi Deva Bhava, and then Another place, Mata hi Prathama Guru. Mother is the first Guru. Before you have your other Gurus and Acharyas, and Mother is the first Guru. So there is so much respect, so many statements. But we only hear about these kind of statements. That wife has to serve the husband, wife has to serve the husband, wife cannot give up the husband, wife. And there are many, many, many other statements also there in the Smritis. Okay.
Well, so the last question was related to that part that Smriti and Shastra is giving injunctions to both genders to occupy a role to mutual respect for the good development of the family and the society. And with this that you was talking about the liberation of the women, there is also sometimes some excess from the other side. So Shastra is keeping like different injunctions to other things in a good in a good balanced role for they being able to develop a good family and a good society.
Yeah, because husband could not do anything without wife. Any ritual he has to do, he needed wife to do that in the Grihastha ashram. Even Lord Ramachandra, although Sita was sent to ashram of Valmiki, but then he did not marry again after that. He had respect for Sita. He could have married, and because every time he has to do yajna or anything, he needed a wife, because he cannot do alone. It's not possible. So wife is called Ardhangini and Dharmapatni. Ardhangini means half of your body. So especially in any religious duty, she is equal partner. Whatever husband does, she gets 50%. And the ceremony has to be done along with her. And there are more rules for husband than for the women. So Lord Ramachandra then made even his Guru Vasishtha said that why don't you marry again? Because you are a king and kings were allowed to have another wife, especially if one is not there. And he says, no, I will not marry. So then they made Sita in gold. So whenever he did any yajna, he will keep the golden deity of Sita next to him and then do the yajna as if she is present. People are saying deity worship started now. So it's there, it's mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana. Purushottam Prabhu.
This is a little different. In Ramcharitmanas, this famous statement is there. Women should treat it like a drum or something. Could you maybe explain that or give proper reasoning for that? That's little.
So this is a statement, and this is amazing that how people just bring this. So Sudra Gavar Dhol Arunari, Ye Charon Tadan Adhikari. So there is a very famous statement from Ramcharitmanas, which was, I think, of 15th century or something, written in Bhojpuri language, but it is a very popular book by Tulsidas. So there it is said that Shudra, Gavar means foolish person, Sudra Gavar, Dhol means drum, Nari means woman. They should be beaten. So this one statement creates so much havoc and people do all kinds of things. So this happens when people don't read book or they just take out one statement from somewhere, they don't know who is, whether it is a Purvapaksha or is it a Siddhanta, who is saying it.
Yes.
That's how problems come.
Mm-hmm.
So this statement is spoken by the sea, ocean, Indian Ocean.
Okay.
This statement is spoken not by Tulsidas himself or anything. It is spoken by Indian Ocean. And the meaning is not at all what he is saying there. Because when Sita was abducted by Ravana and then they searched and Hanuman went to Sri Lanka, he found her. Then Ram went along with the army of the monkeys. So they came to the Indian Ocean. Now Sri Lanka is on the other side and India is this side. There is an ocean in between, about 100 miles or whatever. So how to go there? So Ramchandra prayed to ocean that please give me way, I have to go to that side. So he sat on the ocean and he meditated. So he meditated for 3 days. The ocean did not listen. So then he got angry and he took out his bow and he said, you don't listen to me, so I'm going to make you dry with my weapon and then I will go. So at that time the ocean personified came out and he prayed to Ram, please forgive me. And then he started saying, I'm a fool, I'm a dumb, I'm this, and then he is the one who speaks this. Sudrugamardu. So he's basically saying that I'm a damn fool and you can beat me. That is one thing. But even in that sloka, I mean, is drum to be beaten or what? It is to be played. That's what beating means. Sudra means he is to be ruled, he is to be controlled, disciplined, that's all it means there. Because one verb has to be applied with all these four, it will have different meaning. In Sanskrit there are so many slokas like that where one verb will change in meaning. So that is actually the meaning of that. But now all the what's called Dalits, they got the chance to attack Hindus and the women, what is it called, that women lib movement people. So they got, look, this is Hinduism, it's saying beat the women, beat the women. But that's not what it is about.
So what was the implication for Nari then when he said, you explained that?
Arey Baba, he is just saying that they should be disciplined here.
Okay.
And first of all, he is not a teacher, he is not preaching to anybody.
Yes.
He is talking about himself and Tulsidas has to make a couplet, so he has to fill up something there. Because it's
sometimes people argue, so I have the answer for that, that's all I was thinking.
So what Ramchandra, to whom he spoke, was he beating his wife? You should ask. Or in the whole Ramcharitmanas, give one example, somebody's wife was beaten up, if this is true. Even Ravan did not beat his wife. She was lecturing him. So show me one example anywhere in Mahabharata, anywhere where the wife was beaten by somebody. So this is how, this is the problem, this is the whole, this Kerala story, that people come up with these questions and the Hindus never read their books, they don't understand, and then they look and then look, this is your dharma, so you give it up. Take to Islam, take to Christianity or whatever, that's what they do. Okay.
Thank you, Babaji.
Sandeep.
Babaji, this Taran cannot be taken as protection, like for woman it is to be, she is to be given protection. Can Taran be applied in the sense of protection?
No, Taran does not mean that.
Okay. So, another thing I just wanted to know that this Vrindavan is transcendental, Krishna's village. Did it have a panchayat or no need for panchayat in a transcendental area?
Which panchayat you are talking about?
Like normally villages have a panchayat, there are 5 panchayats who come together and generally.
Yeah, so what is your question?
So Vrindavan, like Krishna's Vrindavan, did it have that kind of panchayat or no need?
Well, when Krishna was there was no need.
Never got this one.
Okay, let's stop.